All right, so there is a typo in your notes this week. It's just a small miscalculation. An extra squared button got hit that was not supposed to get hit in the calculations. And so number 2, if you did that math on your own, you should have gotten a different answer. Also, a lot of you have been asking me how to do this on the calculator. And so I wanted to just go ahead and take the time to show you how to do this on the calculator. I got rid of the other video. And so hopefully this one will be much more informative and helpful. And so I'm going to use an equation similar to what you guys had. So you had h equals negative 16t squared plus 32t plus 48. So I'm going to go to y equals, and I'll make mine very similar. So I'll do negative 16, and we can't use t, we have to use x, squared, plus, I'll still keep 32x in there, but let's change this to plus 60, right? So what this changes is that the toy rocket is being launched from a platform that is 60 feet high. And so what I showed you in the last video really only works if you are launching from the ground, and so it was better for me to just re-record everything. So let's do this example here. And so when I graph it, it's not going to look pretty. And the problem is that my window is not big enough to account for something that is being launched from 60 feet in the air. And so let me explain a little bit about what our graph is telling us. And this axis, right, is always the x-axis, or in this case, because we're not using x, we're using the letter t, it's our t-axis. It's the one that lays horizontally. This axis is our y-axis, or in this case, our h-axis, because we're using h instead of y. And so some very important things are happening here. I don't care a lot about what's happening behind the y-axis. So all of these numbers are x values, negative 1 second, negative 2 seconds, negative 3 seconds, negative 4 seconds. But with time, I cannot have a negative value. It doesn't make sense. And so I don't care a lot about these. So when I change my x minimum here in just a second, I'm going to reduce that because I really don't need it. The other thing that's happening here is these are my positive time values. So 1 second after firing, 2 seconds after firing, 3 seconds after firing, so on and so forth. Then on the y-axis, what's happening is as I go up, this is a height of 1 foot. The next tick mark is a height of 2 feet. The next tick mark is a height of 3 feet, all the way up to what your graph has set normally to be 10 feet high. So I'm 50 feet short of the starting point. And then as we go down, I've got negative 1 foot, so 1 foot underground, 2 feet underground, 3 feet underground. Now, in the real world, there are times that we care about what's happening underground. Right now, out in front of my house, the city I live in is redoing all of the streets, and so there's a road crew that's digging, and they care about how deep they are digging because underground there are gas lines buried, there are electrical lines, there are internet lines, and so when they're digging, they do care about these negative feet. But what we're talking about in this problem is a toy rocket. And we're going to launch that toy rocket into the air, and it's going to come down, but the chances are it's going to hit the ground and stop. It's probably not going to keep going underground. That doesn't make sense. And so we don't care a lot about what's happening down under here either. And so one thing to keep in mind is that even though this x-axis represents our time as far as tick marks are concerned, it also happens to fall very conveniently at a place where our height is 0. And so it does a really good job measuring our time, but it also does a really good job of showing me where the ground is in comparison to the rest of the graph. And so I need to change my window so that I can see everything that's happening here. And so x minimum are those negative time values. And since I can't have negative time, I don't care a whole lot about that. So I don't need it to go to negative 10. I might change it to negative 3, or we could maybe even do it a little bit smaller. But I want to have a little bit of space so that I can see that y-axis still. And then for my x maximum, I'll just go ahead and leave it at 10, and we'll see what happens in the first 10 seconds after the rocket is shot into the air. And I'll leave my x scale, and that's the number of tick marks or the spacing between the tick marks, at 1. Now my y minimum, like we just discussed, this toy rocket is not going to go underground. Your calculator is not smart though, so it doesn't know that. And so it graphs the path as if that rocket could go underground. But we're going to change this. We're going to cut it in half here and maybe change it to negative 5. But my y maximum is where I have to really think. And so remember that my maximum is going to be different than your maximum because my rocket is being fired from a height of 60 feet above the ground. And so just to start, I'm going to change this to something that's a little bit bigger than 60. Like, I don't know, let's maybe change it to 70. And then I'm going to change the y scale, so the scaling on those tick marks, so that they're not each worth 1 anymore, but maybe let's change them so that they're each worth 10 feet. So every time I see a tick mark on the y-axis, it'll be worth 10 feet. Now let me regraph this, and we should get a better picture. If it's not good enough, we can change it again. And so now I can see a lot more of this curve, but it's still not enough. I can't see all of what's happening above here. And so let me change my window again. And so 70 didn't work. Maybe let's change that y maximum to 80. Well, now I can see a lot more of it, but I kind of want a little bit bigger of a gap than this. So just because of, for my sake, I'm going to change that window one more time, and I'll just jump it up to 90. And so that gives me a little more wiggle room so I can see what's happening up here, a little more space. I don't feel like it's so cramped. So here's what's really happening. This spot right here on the y-axis where our parabola meets it, our y-intercept, this is where the rocket is being launched from. And so here is the origin, 0, 0. This is 10 feet in the air, 20 feet in the air, 30 feet, 40 feet, 50 feet, and 60 feet in the air. So my rocket was being launched from 60 feet in the air. It goes up, and then it comes back down all the way to the ground. And again, it's going to hit the ground. It, in real life, might even bounce up again and hit the ground again, but it's not going to go underground. And so this extra piece right here on the graph does not actually matter. So now, what the assignment this week calls for is that you have the problem given to you written somewhere on your one-pager. You're going to draw me a picture. The nicer it looks, the better. You're going to create a hashtag to narrow the topic down, right? And you can be as creative with that hashtag as you want. Now, where the real work kicks in is with this vocabulary. You need to identify some key features for me. And so based on your parabola key features quizzes, a lot of you have a good understanding of those key features, things like the x-intercepts, which are also called roots or solutions or zeros, right? So I want to know, where on your graph are your x-intercepts? This one back here, because we're talking about a real-world application, it doesn't matter. This is a negative time, which makes no sense whatsoever. But I do care about this x-intercept right here, this root. And so we'll calculate that. That's one of the questions we have to talk about in the reflection. We have a maximum in this one. And so you can tell me where the maximum is, identify it, label it on your graph. You can draw in an axis of symmetry. You can talk about that y-intercept. So those are all some good vocab words, and you have to use at least 4 of those vocab words, 4 key features. And so now let's talk about what we have in the reflection here. The first question is, what is the maximum height of the rocket? And so I know that my maximum height is going to occur right here, but I don't know what that is just based off of looking at the graph. And so to find that, I'm still going to use my axis of symmetry formula. And so alpha y equals n over d to set up a fraction, because that formula is x equals negative b over 2a. And so my b is 32, and my a is negative 16. And so I'm going to type that in as negative 32 divided by 2 times negative 16. And so I know my x value is 1 for that axis of symmetry. So after 1 second, I will be at the maximum height. So the second question said, how long did it take for the rocket to reach its maximum height? It'll take me 1 second. But now I need to also know what that maximum height is. And so I can plug this back into my equation everywhere I have an x, or in your case, everywhere you have a t. And so to do that, I'll type in negative 16 times 1 squared plus 32 times 1 plus 60. And so my maximum height is 76 feet in the air, and it took 1 second to reach 76 feet in the air. The next question asks, how long will it take the rocket to reach the ground? And so the rocket was shot up, and it comes all the way down, and it hits the ground right here. And I don't know what this point is. I can tell you that it's a little bit bigger than 3 seconds. So 1 tick mark, 2 tick marks, 3 tick marks, so that's 3 seconds. So it's a little bit bigger than 3 seconds, and it's not even close to 4 seconds. So I want to find this intersection point. And to do that, I can go back to y equals, and the ground is where we have a height of 0 feet. So I'm going to type 0 into y2, and I'm going to come back here, and I'm going to change that so it's a bold, thick line so I can see it graph across my calculator. And it's going to graph right there on the x-axis. And so now I'm going to find this intersection point. To do that, I hit second, trace, and I care about option 5 where it says intersect. And so my window's not set up very well so that I can see where my spider is. So let me change that window again. Maybe I will leave this the y minimum at negative 10. That'll give me a little more wiggle room. So second, trace, option number 5, and I'll take my spider, which is that x, and right now it says that my y value, my height, is negative 148. So I know that I've gone too far to the right, so I'm scrolling backwards until that y value gets close to 0. And so I'm not there, but the closest I can get is negative 3. Enter, enter, enter. And so what that tells me is that it takes 3.17 seconds for my, that's a bad rounding, 3.18 seconds for my rocket to be at a height of 0 feet, meaning it takes 3.18 seconds after that rocket is launched into the air until it comes back down and hits the ground. So now we've answered all of these questions about a different equation, and so you should go back and do that on your own with your equation. Make it look nice and pretty on your one-pager. And again, if you don't like how crowded this is, which I don't, you can change that window, and this maybe that y minimum should be negative 20. And you can maybe get a bigger picture from there. Second, trace 5, and now we can see that x a little bit better, right? So that x is that spider I was referring to before. All right, so if you've got any other questions, let me know. We can meet up on Teams, and I will have a tutorial session tomorrow at 2:30 like we've been doing. All right, talk to you later.